Greetings. This is Steve Reed with Stephen Reed Coaching and Stephen Reed Ministries. I am thrilled to be with you for the next few minutes. I want to share some ideas with you on how you bulletproof your mind in everything that you are doing. And making sure that you are bulletproof, and I'm not talking about violence here, but making sure that you are bulletproof is going to help you achieve more success in everything that you do. So, how do you bulletproof yourself? So, I'm going to go through a few slides here and we'll touch on some of the things, but I've got several different ideas and strategies. So, as I'm talking, get a tablet. You get a notebook or some paper and something to write with and take some notes. I've got some ideas that if you implement these things, I promise these things will change the way you look at your life and how you look at your future. So I want you to stop and think about a few questions along the way. Number one, what are you listening to? Yeah, that's right. What are you listening to? But it's also who are you listening to? What are the things that you have that are going into your mind on a regular basis? I do a lot of coaching with people. Actually a licensed Ziegler coach. And one of the things that we spend a lot of time on is talking about mindset. What are the things that you put into your mind on a regular basis? That is critical. And that's what a lot of this subject matter is going to be about. But then we ask the question, what are you hearing from other people? Now, I want you to think about this slide right here. All through our lives, we've heard things like, you're stupid, you're worthless, you're fat, you're ugly, you'll never amount to anything, you're a failure, that's not going to work. It's all of the negative things. We are bombarded with negative things all the time. You remember the old Peanuts cartoons? And you had that one guy, I want to say it was Pigpen, but you could frequently hear the teacher in the background. Wah, 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 wah. Well, it's the same thing. And blah, 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 blah. So are you listening to the negative things that are being thrown at you? I've got some ways to bulletproof yourself so that they don't matter. Well, let's look at this slide for a moment. We've got 10 pigs here. Let's pretend for a minute that this is you in a room with 10 people. And 9 of the 10 people are giving you positive comments. They are affirming you in positive ways, but that one person says some negative things about you. Do you pay attention to that one person, or do you listen to the 9 people? Is what that one person is saying, is that the truth or is it false? Are the other 9 people telling you the truth? Or are they lying to you? So you've got to determine what truth you are listening to. Now, I couldn't help but reminisce a little bit. Now, I've got some other areas where we'll be reminiscing for a few minutes, but I went back into the archives, so to speak, and I found a picture from a playground from back in the 1960s. Now, obviously, today, playgrounds are nothing like this. Everything is made out of plastic, and instead of slides being 6 feet off the ground, they're, 20 feet off the ground. They're about 6 feet off the ground. But I thought about this because I was thinking, when we were growing up, one of the frequent things that was told to the kids was sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. Well, frankly, that is a lie. It is a blatant lie. Now stop and think. When somebody says something really mean and ugly to you, it hurts. If you get rid of that right away, it doesn't hurt as much. But what if you hold on to that? I'll give you a case in point. I was working with a client several years ago, and it's before I started doing all of my coaching online through online video conferencing. And this one particular client, she was a teacher. She was a second grade teacher. And as we were talking, she made a comment just kind of out of the blue. She said, "I'm ugly, fat, and stupid." Wow, where did that come from? Well, as we peel back the layers, we realized that when she was 10 years old, now she's 42 years old today, or at the time, but when she was 10 years old, her grandfather passed away, and he was the one person in her life that really poured positivity into her. You can do anything you want to do. You are beautiful, you're smart, you're athletic, etc. All of those great things. And unfortunately, when he was pulled out of her life because he died of a heart attack, she started listening to her peers on the playground. And her peers on the playground were saying those negative things. You're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you'll never become anything, etc. Well, in fact, she did become something. She was a second grade teacher. She had a master's degree in education. She was happily married. She had a couple of wonderful young children, a great husband. She did accomplish things, but sadly, she listened to the lies of so many other people from 20, 30 years before. Is that you? Are you still listening to the lies from things that happened in your past? That day, we were able to break the chains that held her in bondage to those lies that she had been carrying for so many years. So, what do the lies do to us? How do they impact our lives today? Stop and think about how those lies are impacting our lives. Do you ever feel like you are in this glass cage and your dreams are all around you? I mean, there's money and dreams and goals and everything all around you, but you can't seem to break out because you're in this enclosure. Maybe it's a glass ceiling, maybe it's a glass wall, but you can't seem to get out. That's what those lies are doing to you. They're keeping you held captive so you can't achieve the things that you want to achieve. So are you still listening to your past? Now, I've got a program that I take people through. It's a multi-week program that actually helps you break some of those past things. I'm talking really about the things that you're listening to today, as well as some of the things from your past. So here's the number one thing: we have to reject the lies that are being thrown at us. What lies are we listening to? What lies are we telling ourselves? Remember that scenario where there were 9 people that said good things and that one person that said the negative things? Well, maybe you've adopted the negative things and you're telling yourself those negative things over and over again. Is it time for you to break through that glass wall, that glass ceiling, so that you can start to achieve the dreams and the goals that you have? Here we go, reminiscing again. This is Superman, okay? All these made up, fancy, artificial people that play Superman today, they're not Superman. I'm sorry. This is George Reeve from back in the 50s series. And I remember coming home from school as a young boy, and I would rush to the TV so I could watch Superman. He was my hero. He was able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's plane. No, it was Superman. I lived to be like Superman. I never made it, but that was the thing. That was the hero for those young boys and girls back in the 50s and 60s. Well, back into the late 60s and 70s, ladies, I'm not going to leave you out. We had Wonder Woman. And she was the hero of so many of the young girls growing up. And she could do anything. She could defeat the evil, the bad guys, just like Superman. But what was the one thing that the two of them had in common, besides fighting the enemy? What was that one main thing that they had in common? They could deflect bullets. Those bullets would come at them from all directions. And Superman, he just stood there and he put his hands on his hips, and the bullets would just bounce off of him. Wonder Woman, she had to use those fancy bracelets in order to deflect the bullets. But the result was the same. They were able to deflect the bullets that were coming at them. What about you with those negative things that are coming at you? Are you able to deflect the negative things that are coming at you? I want you to write this phrase down and I want you to remember it. And I want you to use it at appropriate times, not out loud. You just say it to yourself. But when somebody throws something negative at you, just say to yourself, I will consider your opinion. I will consider your opinion. You're ugly. I will consider your opinion. You're fat. I will consider your opinion. You're stupid. I will consider your opinion. That won't work. I will consider your opinion. Well, stop and think. If you started telling other people that to yourself in your own mind, yeah, you don't need to say it out loud. But if you started telling people that when they were throwing the negative barbs at you, shooting those flaming arrows at you, and you could just say to yourself, I will consider your opinion. How much farther along would you be? Would you still be listening to the negative stuff on a regular basis? Now, I learned not too long ago that if you reject the negative things within the first 21 days, you just decide, I will consider your opinion. Nope, I'm not going to accept that. That is not truth. That is not reality. If you can reject it within the first 21 days, it's not going to take hold. But if you hold on to it for more than that 21 days, it's going to be very difficult to release that down the road. So, who are you listening to? More importantly, are you listening to God's opinion of who you are? Now, here's more where you need to take that tablet out. And I want you to start making a list of the attributes that you already have. Now, what do I mean by attributes? I'm not talking about you're a mother, you're a father, you're an employee, a business owner, you're an auto mechanic, you're a scientist. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is those quality attributes, the words that are descriptive words for you. For instance, are you strong? Are you confident? Are you beautiful or handsome? Are you worthy? Are you generous? Are you kind? Are you loving? Are you giving? Are you forgiving? Are you intelligent? What are the words, those descriptive attributes that you know are deep down inside of you, but maybe you have a tough time believing them? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get away by yourself. Nobody else around you. No phone, no computer, no tablet, nothing of that sort. Maybe take a tablet, a written tablet with you. And if you must take your phone with you, have it open up where you can take some notes. And just find some place that's quiet and get alone with God. Get alone with God and listen to what He has to say. Ask Him, God, how would you describe me? What words would you use to describe me? God, do you see me as being strong? Do you see me as being confident? Do you see me as being generous, as being worthy? Do you see me as handsome, beautiful, joyful, loving? God, how do you see me? And here's where we have to put the blinders on and not listen to what the world says or what the world does. Listen to what God says. What is God telling you right now? I want you to write those descriptive words down. Make as long a list as you can. But then I want you to highlight the top 3 or 4 of those descriptive words. We're going to get to that in a minute, but highlight the ones that jump out there that are the biggest ones. And here's the thing. Oftentimes, we don't believe those things that we write down because we say, well, I'm not strong right now. I'm not confident right now. I'm not beautiful. I'm not handsome. I'm not worthy. I'm not, etc. right now. But the more you tell yourself that, the more you will start to believe that you are generous, that you are loving, that you are joyful. So write those key attribute words down, whether you believe it right now or not, but deep down inside, that's who you are. Next, let's move on. Turn the page. And we're going to go to page 2. Page 2 is all about your skills and your talents. Now, I've got a collage here of a lot of different skills and talents: coaching, music, writing, teaching. Maybe you're good in math. Maybe you're good in science. Maybe you're good working with your hands. You're great in the trades: heating and air conditioning, auto mechanics, carpentry, all of those different skill sets. What are your skills? Have you stopped to really make a list of what your skills are and what are the top skills? Well, I will tell you one thing right now. I am not skilled in math. I know that, but my skills are strong in other areas. So make a list of the skills and the talents and the gifts that you have. And again, prioritize the top two or three, maybe four of those skills that you have. Now, skills come in a lot of different forms, a lot of different varieties. And here's another example of some of the what we call soft skills. And these really are more learned behaviors: integrity, reliability, flexibility, leadership, communications, self confidence, problem solving, time management, conflict resolution. These are all learned behaviors, and these are things, they're very important. That's not what we're talking about here, though. We're talking about those hard skills: music, teaching, writing, speaking, etc. Those are the skills. Okay, and you learn to be better at writing, better at speaking, better at teaching, etc. along the way. But those are your dominant skills. There are other skills like leadership skills. You learn those things. Communication skills, motivation skills. These are all things. Consider these things as well. So make that list. Now, I want you to set aside time for not just the attributes, but set aside some time for the skills as well. Okay, take as much time as you need for this exercise. Here's part three. Part three is, why am I here? Why are you on this amazing planet? Are you here to be a teacher? Are you here to be a doctor? Are you here to be a coach? Are you here to be an encourager? Are you here to be a scientist or a mathematician or an auto mechanic or a soldier? Or why are you here? Are you here to be a homemaker? Are you here to be a father? What is your purpose for you being here? Have you taken the time to really think about that? When I say purpose, there are three different components here. You start with understanding your why in life. And that's going to change, by the way. Okay. The older you get, your why will change. But from your why, you can develop your purpose. But if you don't know your why, you can't develop your purpose. And from your purpose, you can develop your mission, your day-to-day operational things, what you need to do to achieve your purpose. And from your mission and your purpose, you can develop your long-term vision. Now, when I say long-term, for some people, it's 90 days. For some people, it's 90 years. What is your long-term vision? Are you living your purpose, your mission, and your vision? So, do you even know what your purpose is and why you are here? Take time to define exactly why you are here. Now, if you need some help doing that, I've got a solution for you. My workbook, Strategies for Success, Success Planning for Professionals. This is not a day planner or a calendar. That's not what this is. This is designed to help you develop you. What are your dreams? What are your goals? I go through a whole section on developing your purpose, your mission, and your why statements and your vision statements. I go through a whole section on your skills. There's some areas where we talk about your SMART goals. There's a section where we talk about your obstacles. What do you have to overcome? Who do you need to meet in order to overcome some of these obstacles? So take your phone out. If you're not on your phone right now, take your phone out and scan the QR code. And it'll take you directly to my website. And you can learn more about how to do these things. And the planner, by the way, it's a downloadable PDF. It's only $27. You store it on your computer. You update it on a regular basis, which I highly recommend you do. And once you've done these things, now it's time to put all of these things together. It's like you're putting together a jigsaw puzzle. I know if you're thinking about doing a jigsaw puzzle, the first thing you have to do is you have to get the puzzle, then you get out the card table or the dining room table, and you pour all the pieces, you turn everything right side up so you see all the colors and the designs and so forth. And you look for the edges, you look for the corners, and then you put all the blues together, all the yellows together, all the greens together, etc. And then you start assembling where everything goes. You're looking at that picture the whole time and you're comparing, okay, this color goes in this area, etc. So you're putting all the pieces together. That's exactly what we are about to do. We're going to put that piece or that puzzle piece together. And here's how you're going to do that. You're going to start with the phrase, I am. Now go back to that first page. I am strong. I am confident. I am handsome. I am giving. I'm thoughtful. I'm joyful. I'm pleasant. I'm fun to be around. It's all of those attributes for you. Remember, take the top 3, 4, maybe 5 attributes and start writing that sentence. I am, and then fill in the blank. What are the attributes? The next page, we talked about your gifts, your skills, your talents. Pardon me as I hiccup. So what are your gifts and talents? Are they leadership? Are they your gifts working with your hands? Are your gifts working in science or mathematics or teaching or music? What are your gifts? So add that in here, just the top 2 or 3, maybe 4 gifts and talents that you have. And then from there, what is your purpose in life? Why are you here? And then we put it together. Is your purpose to be an encouragement to other people? Is your purpose to teach other people? Is your purpose to help heal people through medicine or alternative processes? What is your purpose for being here? Once you've gotten this written down, let's make it into a usable, functioning sentence that you can easily remember. So, what will this exercise do for you? It's going to do a lot of things. But before we go to what the benefits are, I want to give you an example of my I am statement that I tell myself every day. And it goes like this. Now, before I give you mine, I want you to copy mine and just fill in the blanks with yours. I want you to make yours. This is mine. This took me about 15, actually about 50 years to develop because I kept changing and I kept refining it until it is what I am today. But here's mine. Because I'm a confident and worthy man of God, gifted in writing, speaking, coaching, and leadership, I can encourage others to live their purpose and seek the Lord. And that's what I do on a daily basis. Everything that I do is fulfilling my purpose because I'm a confident and worthy man of God. And I'm gifted in writing, speaking, coaching, and leadership. And because of those things, I can encourage other people to live their purpose and seek the Lord in the process. So, what is this exercise going to do for you? I'll tell you what it's doing for me. Here are a few examples. It's going to build more confidence in you. So, when the arrows start coming in your direction, you can deflect the arrows by reciting out loud your I am statement. When you have more confidence, you're going to make more sales. If you're in a direct sales or a network marketing business, you're going to be able to recruit more people because you believe in yourself. You're going to achieve your dreams and your goals. You're going to build better, more solid, more loving relationships with other people. You're going to help reduce some of that worry that you have because you know you are confident and you know you are living in your purpose. And when you reduce the worry, you're going to minimize the stresses. So you can see when you start telling yourself the positive things all the time, when you tell yourself the positive things, you start believing in yourself and you accomplish so much more. So when we first got started, you may have been thinking, Steve, what's in it for me? This is what's in it for you. More confidence, more sales, recruit more people, achieve more goals, build better relationships, reduce worry, minimize stress, live a more productive life. As a licensed Ziegler coach, I have heard Mr. Ziegler say this or a variation of this many, many times. He says, you have to be before you can do. You have to do before you can have. You have to have before you can give. And when you give, you can leave a legacy. But it starts with you believing in yourself. So learn to deflect the bullets. Learn to deflect those arrows that are coming at you, the negative things that are coming at you, that are attacking you, that tell you that you can't do something when you know deep down inside you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. You have to be before you can do. Believe it up here. You have to start doing. You have to take action. When you take action, you will have the fruits of your labor. Then you can give and you can leave a more positive legacy. And I'm not talking just about a financial legacy. I'm talking about a legacy of integrity and character. Again, if you want some help in developing your I am statement, I go through many of the features and the processes in my workbook, Strategies for Success, Success Planning for Professionals. And it works for everybody, not just the quote unquote, the doctors and the attorneys and the CPAs and this. I'm talking about professionals of all sorts. So go ahead and scan the QR code and it takes you to my website. You can download your copy of this workbook. Again, it's a PDF. You download, you fill in the blanks, you save it to your hard drive on your computer, and then you can update it every 3 to 6 months to make sure that you're staying on course. Now, if you would like more help, and frankly, a lot of people, when we're going through this process, they say, Steve, I need more help than just this. I'd love to sit down with you. Let's do a 1 hour strategy session. Let's start peeling the layers back and figure out what's holding you back, what the obstacles have been, how to overcome some of those obstacles, how to reach your dreams, what your dreams are, and then put a plan for you to accomplish the things that you want to do. This is not a New Year's event. This is an all the time event. You've got to continue to stay on top of this. So send me a text, send me an email, info@stephenreedministries.com. Go to my website, stephenreedministries.com. There's a ton of information on there. You can scan the QR code. It'll take you directly to my calendar. Schedule an appointment today so we can help you get to the dreams and the goals that you want. Take action. And I want to finish up with this, one of my favorite stories. There are 5 bullfrogs that are sitting on lily pads. 3 of them decide that they want to jump off. How many frogs are left? It's all 5 because the 3 only decided, they never took action. Don't be one of those bullfrogs that just decided and doesn't take action. Plain and simple, my vision, my purpose is to bring light and hope so that you have a more victorious life. This is Steve Reed, Stephen Reed Ministries, and Stephen Reed Coaching. I hope you have a blessed day today. Goodbye for now.